Hey guys, what's up? Hope you're all doing good. Welcome to this episode of MotorMantra. It's been a while we have come up with a video, but we promise today's video will be worth the wait because today we are going to talk about another Maruti car, the Ignis. Now, the Ignis was launched by Maruti in January 2017 with really high hopes, and it was a completely new car. But as some of you might know, Maruti had stopped the production of diesel variant of Ignis within just 1.5 years of its initial launch. So what could have possibly gone wrong with the diesel variant of the Ignis? What could be the probable reasons why Maruti has stopped the production of the diesel variant? Are there any positives left with the Ignis? Absolutely yes. But are they enough? A quick analysis coming your way. Stay tuned. Before Maruti had launched the Ignis, the talk of the town was Maruti is a dad's car company, which means Maruti cars are only meant for people older than 35 or 40 years, and that Maruti cars are not meant for looks, style, or the turbo zippy drive that usually appeals to the young generation. Maruti wanted to change that perception by launching the Ignis, which, by the looks of it, is definitely not a dad's car. It is marketed to be a youth car, it is targeted at millennials, and in doing so, Maruti has ticked a lot of right boxes. So let's look at those positives first for the Ignis. Though the Ignis has almost the same dimensions as that of the Swift, the overall design of the Ignis is definitely inspired by compact SUVs and crossovers. It's boxy, it stands tall, and it looks bold with the overall cladding. Talking about the front of the car, it looks really snazzy with this rectangular grille that runs horizontally across the front, housing the Suzuki logo, double-line chrome strip, and even the headlights. The grille is also bordered with a thin strip of chrome all around, which I think looks really elegant. The headlights have very fine detailing with these U-shaped DRLs along with LED headlamps. The fog lamps also have chrome surrounds that are housed within the grilles. Overall, the front design is definitely very fresh and unique, flaunting smartness all around. When you look from the front, the car definitely seems to have its own attitude. Coming to the side profile of the Ignis, it has lots of eye-catching elements. To start with, there's this black trim on the side bonnet, which I think is just a style element, can't think of any utility for it. Then there are these chunky wheel arches surrounding these 15-inch tires with square black alloys. There is also a black cladding that runs across the car, which is kind of a crossover element. I'm not a big fan of Ignis' C-pillar because it's really bigger than it should be. It surely takes away some appeal from the side profile. Also, it has these 3-strip design which is slightly out of place. There are no chrome handles that are offered as standards because I think Maruti is portraying the Ignis as more of a rugged car, differentiating it from its sister car, the Baleno, which is more of a classy and elegant looking. Now when Maruti had launched the Ignis, they had discontinued the older Ritz, which was sold under the Maruti Suzuki dealership network. But they launched the Ignis under the more premium Nexa umbrella. So Ignis comes with all the goodies that come with Nexa. A. The buying experience is premium. B. All the Nexa cars come with ABS and EBD as standard. So even the base variants of Ignis score really good on safety and are really good value for money. And C. The sales and service network of Nexa and Maruti Suzuki is actually the same. So if you're thinking of buying a Maruti car, may it be any car, there's only so much that you can go wrong. The Ignis comes with various interior and exterior customization options. The exterior customizations include roof wraps, which come in 4 different varieties: Digiscape, Radical, Implode, and Unbox. The interior customizations include blue, red, and titanium themed interior kits with exclusive seat covers having the name Ignis written on them, and few steering wheel customization options as well. All of these options allow each customer's car to be unique in its own way, because of which some buyers might get interested in the Ignis. Well, from the inside, the Ignis sure looks fresh. Gone is the waterfall design dash as we have seen in most of the Maruti hatches. It looks like a completely revamped cabin from Maruti. The highlights that immediately catch your eye on the inside are these exterior colored door handles and lower part of central console, which carries this 3-strip design. It's a dual-tone dash, but instead of inspiring luxury as it does in other cars, it really makes you feel peppier, as I'm sure was the intention. It surely makes the cabin feel roomier as well. The top trims consist of this different-looking cylindrical aircon consoles with these cockpit-like switches. The buttons have a good tactile feel to them, but they really will have a love-hate equation when it comes to the way the console is designed. I like the placement of this infotainment unit, which supports GPS navigation, Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, voice commands and whatnot. The aircon vents are circular, which give it a sporty feel. The instrument cluster is simple and clear, and it provides you with adequate information. The steering feels more premium than usual, and there are enough storage spaces for your odds and ends. Overall, a happy place to be, the Ignis front cabin. The only downside, with a cabin this fresh and refurbished, Maruti still carries those age-old buttons on the door handles, which definitely reminds you that you are after all sitting in a Maruti. Let's now look at the other side as well, shall we? The design at the back is a big disappointment. The tail lamp's design is really ordinary, and the shape of the boot reminds you of cars which are at least a decade old, if not more. I like the black bumper, which gives it a bit of a sporty look and contrast, but that aside, there is nothing much to speak of on the Ignis's rear. There is no chrome even in the top spec. The edges and curves really don't speak of any design theme. In my view, Maruti has done too much but without a proper direction, which has resulted into an oddly shaped rear on the Ignis. It would have worked well if they had focused on simplicity as far as the rear design is concerned, for example in the Tiago or the Grand i10. When you compare the Ignis's rear with its front and side profiles, it seems these are two different cars which are at least a generation apart. Maruti's forte is small car segment, so it launches products that tend to beat each other in competition as they are segmented very close to each other. For example, the Celerio can eat up sales of the WagonR. Previously, the Ritz and Swift had the same rivalry, and with the launch of the new Swift, Maruti saw a drastic decrease in the sales of the Ignis Diesel. Just to give you an example, when the Ignis was launched, it was being compared to the older model of Swift. The new Ignis then had a boot space of 260 litres as against 205 litre in the older model of the Swift. But the new Swift launched in 2018 corrected all its predecessors' mistakes like a pro. Apart from boot space, there is one more example of the rear seat legroom. The new Swift is so much more spacious than the Ignis, so it is worth that little extra money, which means all those little incentives of buying the Ignis over the Swift are now gone. In comparison to Ignis, the Tiago and Grand i10 are much better cars. They have their USPs clearly defined. For example, the Tiago is also mostly preferred by millennials. That is why Tata has focused on the music system in the Tiago. It had skipped the Zest and Bolt and had provided the premium Harman music system in the much cheaper Tiago directly, because that's what attracts the youth. The Grand i10, for example, is more expensive, but many of the young buyers still prefer it because the car is really stylish and classy as well. But Ignis, on the other hand, has a lot of goodies, but there is nothing boasting about it which really differentiates it from its competition. It has a bit of everything, but nothing concrete which can be a clear case winner for the Ignis. Most of the positives in the Ignis are because of its brand, the Maruti, and are available in other Maruti cars as well. Here are some numbers for you on the prices. The comparison is on the on-road prices for manual diesel variants for Ahmedabad city. Tiago's top model is a whopping 1,51,265 rupees cheaper than the Ignis's top model. Yes, Tiago has a smaller diesel engine, but look at the massive price difference on the other hand. People who are on a budget can get almost all the goodies of Ignis's top end for a slightly smaller engine. I mean, Tiago's top end is cheaper than Ignis's Delta version by 15,000 rupees. Grand i10. The top end model of Grand i10, which is Diesel Asta, is a tad cheaper than the Ignis's top end Alpha. Granted that the Grand i10 is an older car, but it doesn't need an update. It's classy, it's elegant, it's a perfect city car, and before the new Swift was launched, people were comparing the Grand i10 against the higher segment Baleno. Be it youth or older people, Grand i10's design has everything for all kinds of buyers in this segment. Swift. The ZDI version is 13,294 rupees cheaper than the Ignis Alpha. If you can let go of the touchscreen infotainment, LED DRLs and the rear camera, you can save 14,000 odd rupees and get the new Swift, which is more stylish, it's bigger, and this national icon of Indian automobile industry. So people who are on a budget should definitely opt for Tiago. Who are not on the budget for this segment would go for the Grand i10. And if you still want to buy a Maruti, you have one option each under Maruti and Nexa, the Swift and the Baleno. Well, we all know that we Indians have a very different mindset while putting money on our cars, and Maruti understands that mindset better than no other player in this market. That is why they are the market leaders with over 50% market share amongst other stronger players like Hyundai, Honda, Tata and Ford. But with the Ignis, I personally feel that Maruti has experimented a bit too much with its looks, it is not priced right, and amongst very tough competition from other brands as well as within Maruti, Ignis Diesel could not really find its own set of target buyers, and that is why it struggled to cement its foot. So that's it for today. Hope you guys liked the video. If you did, please hit the like button and subscribe to MotorMantra. If not, we encourage you to please hit the dislike button and mention in the comments what we could have done better. We'll work on those improvement points. That's it for today. Thank you for the love and support we have received so far. Cheers.